Done?
Good morning, good afternoon from the Gambia.
Yeah, it's okay
Can
now.
you hear us?
The volume is okay. Thank you.
All right, I think we're ready to begin. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning. This is a wonderful experience. This is a cross-country, cross-continental program, and we're so excited to be doing this for Black History Month. I'm Susan Solomon, and I am here in the Gambia in Banjul. And we are going to be traveling over to Mali, to the United States. And that's just very appropriate because we're going to be talking about all the threads that tie us together for this wonderful celebration. Before we begin, I just wanted to acknowledge some of the people who helped put this together. Paul Chandler, thank you so much for helping us. Over here, Molly Wagner, she has definitely taken on most of this immense project and made it successful. Gabriel Najai, he's also been helping us. And as you see in the background, you have our interns here. Yay, say hi, wave. And we're here in the American corner, here in Banjul. So I'm gonna turn it over to Fatim, and she's in Bamako. Take it away, Fatim.
Thank you. So I'll be hosting the program from Bamako. I'm Fatim Togola, Information and Media Assistant from US Embassy from Bamako. So, can you continue? Should I? Okay. Yes. Okay. As Susan said, February, it's Black History Month, celebrated in the United States, an annual celebration of achievements by African American and a time for recognizing the central role in the US history. So on this African American commemorative month, this program will bring together academics and a musician from the US, Gambia, and also from Mali to discuss the shared history, the function of music and oral history in creating an accurate historical narrative, the importance of African culture and history in the United States today, and how they continue to influence each other in creating the next chapter of shared culture experiences. So we'll start with Dr. Beckley Roberts, also known as Dr. Rob B. So Dr. Lisa Beckley Roberts is chair of Jackson State University top-grade music school, a master harpist, teacher of African dance, and author on a topic related to historical musicology, ethnomusicology, and African culture in the American diaspora. Dr. B. Rob will speak about the connection between the identity formation among members of the African diaspora in America through African music and dance tradition. So the floor is yours.
Well, it's good morning for me, but I understand it's good afternoon and good evening in other places. I just want to begin by greeting you all in peace and in offering you greetings from Jackson, Mississippi, here in the Southern United States of America, and specifically from Jackson State University, one of the oldest historically Black colleges and universities in the state of Mississippi. And on behalf of our president, Mr. Thomas K. Hudson, our Senior Vice President, Dr. Elisa Mosley, and my Dean, Dr. K.B. Turner, and especially from the Department of Music here at Jackson State and the Jackson State University African Drum and Dance Ensemble, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be here. Please also allow me to just momentarily thank Mr. Paul Chandler for inviting me to join all of you. This is an honor to sit here with you all, Miss Togola, Professor Touray, Mr. Jobarteh, and the members of Mali's National Instrumental Ensemble. I see you sitting there with your instruments, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to just be here. It's an honor. And it's especially meaningful that we are able to have this conversation during a time when we traditionally celebrate Black History Month here in the United States. Historically, we've often talked about the first Black American to do this, or the first person to do that. And I'm really grateful for an opportunity to really talk to you and think about ways that we can foster connections between members of the African diaspora and those of you who are there at home on the continent. I really did not plan a formal paper delivery. Rather, I wanted to share with you all some reflections on the themes of memory, identity, and the ways that African Americans have really worked to reclaim elements of their history and identity through African music and dance traditions. I have to say that I am not even certain how I can describe the experience of being an African American, the descendant of slaves or enslaved people, without a knowledge of my roots or being aware of the disconnect that we have with a homeland. We don't have an extended network of kinship or a mother tongue, or the gift of really knowing where our people are from. But I can tell you that at a very young age, I was searching for a connection. I was trying to express my identity, and I wanted to assert my connection with Africa. But because I couldn't identify an ethnicity, a clan, or even a country of origin, I did know I was a descendant of Africa. I've spoken with a number of friends who are African, who live in the United States and elsewhere, and I'm not sure that they really understood my need to know and to have a place of origin. But I knew that that was very real. And the first time that I was able to really feel like I was connected to experiencing something like being a part of this Pan-African community was not when I participated in classical music making opportunities, or when I participated in even African music and dance classes at a predominantly white institution, but it was when I joined a community African drum and dance class, and I began to learn a rhythm and some basic steps to a piece called Guinea Fare, which I was taught later was a Susu women's dance from Guinea. It was not just the vigorous rhythms that were being played by these amazing young brothers on Junjun and djembe and bells and shekere. It was the community that was created around all of that movement and those rhythms. It was as though rhythm and movement was able to open a portal through which we could all see ourselves clearly, and we could be who we were really meant to be. The ensemble was a family. It was a community in which rules such as ancestor veneration, elder privilege, hierarchies of skill and age set were respected. Through making music and dance together, I learned through interviews and conversations and observation, many people were describing remembering their culture for the first time. And they spoke of recreating Africa there in that community in Tallahassee, Florida. I described this in research as a reinvention of identity and memory. It was not an actual individual's memory. Rather, it was a communal invention of what it was to be African, sometimes based more so on African-American experience and interpretation than on reality. But it included dance and gestures and behaviors and means of communication, problem solving, and for many, it included spirituality. It was through African music and dance that I and others were able to refine our identity. And though we were still lacking those roots and specificity of where we were from and from whom we descended, there was an ever increasing identity formation that began within that space and led to members of that community increasingly identifying as Africans in America, as opposed to being African Americans. And since that time, I've had the honor to work with 2 other African drum and dance ensembles, both based at colleges. and at places where it was a part of my job to develop and form and support African music and dance. And in both spaces, I have witnessed that same phenomena. In both, we have used music and dance traditions from West Africa to develop strong familial relationships, bonds like family, complete with eldership, communal child rearing, and support like a family. We've used music and movement as a means to navigate trauma, both individual trauma and communal trauma. I personally experienced the loss of my husband, and it was through African music and dance that I was able to really move through the different stages of grief. I gave birth to a child, and that ensemble and the current ensemble that I'm a part of became family, aunties and uncles, extra moms and dads to help surround my son. As a perfect example of communal healing of trauma, after the Trayvon Martin tragedy, where a young African-American boy was stalked, attacked, and murdered, who was later by a white man who was later acquitted of the murder. It was in the ensemble that we were able to develop means by which to cope with that as a people, as a community, and later to put that on stage. We also were able to, we have always been able to assert identity and raise consciousness around Pan-African ideals that emphasize connections with Africa as the homeland, and a desire to learn and share community, real and factual images, music and dance, and the culture of Africa with our communities here in America. We've been able to remember and reinvent African community structure. And I say all that to just really conclude by saying that it has been through African music that many of us here in the United States have been able to navigate the loss that we experience as a people who have been disconnected from our ancestral homeland. We've been able to reinvent the community that we lost after centuries of mimicking a European model for community. And we've learned to reconnect with each other in real and significant ways. I tell my students very truthfully that African music and dance literally restored me, but in actuality, it saved my life and allowed me to live a fuller purpose. For many of us here in the United States, it has been a means by which we have formed our identity and solidified our understanding of our place within this space as both African and American, and it's allowed us to reframe our experiences, our identity, and our memory. And so with that, I really want to just I wanted to give you an overview. I want to make sure that I leave space and time for these other amazing guests to speak. And I look forward to taking questions and having a dialogue with you and hopefully building more connections as we exchange culture and ideas and plan for the future together.
Thank you very much, Dr. B-Rob. Thank you for this nice presentation. Now, I would like you to watch these two videos by African Dance and Sonic Boom. After this wonderful video by African Dance and Sonic Boom, let's take you to Bamako, Mali with l'ensemble instrumental national. Created after Mali's independence in 1961, l'ensemble instrumental national mission is to highlight the prodigious heritage of Mali in the field of music and song. In July 2003, l'ensemble instrumental national participated in the Festival of African Culture in Kanilai, birthplace of the president of Gambia, Yaya Jammeh, from where it returned with a gold. In 2003, the L'Ensemble Instrumental National du Mali gave an unforgettable performance at the Folk Life Festival in Washington, of which Mali was the official guest that year. L'Ensemble Instrumental National. hope you really enjoyed this from l'ensemble instrumental du Mali, because I really enjoy it. I was even dancing. Lisa, I hope you enjoy it.
Enjoy
Lisa?
is, yes, it's
It was wonderful.
absolutely. And I just have to say that my phone is blowing up. My students are watching here in the United States, and I can see that some of our faculty in the music area are watching. Our phenomenal professor of opera and voice and others are joining, and it's so moving. I have to kind of stop myself from tearing up. I hear my grandmother's songs. I hear the melodic patterns of blues and the rhythms that are very familiar to my ears. And so it's so moving. It's so beautiful. Our amazing members of the JSU African Drum and Dance Ensemble are messaging right now, our phenomenal lead drummer, Edward Dorman, and our dancers. And we're all just so grateful and moved to hear this. They're messaging right now. Mr. Dorman says, wow, that music, I can't even read it all, but they're all just blown away. So thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. This is what we need. I want for us to have the opportunity to learn and grow and share from each other. Thank you so much for sharing. And for this amazing performance.
It was a pleasure to share this kind of event. It's really amazing. So now let's hear from Professor Ensa Touray. Is professor at the University of the Gambia on the vast topic of African history. So he will be talking about the function of music and oral history in creating an accurate historical narrative. Professor Touray. We apologize for this little technical problem. If Professor Touray is ready. So, Lisa, tell us, are you going to interpret some of the l'ensemble instrumental national du Mali songs, or do an African dance choreography about it?
I would love to. It is my deepest hope that we have an opportunity to learn from the real masters of this music. And for, even if, you know, I don't want to ever do any disservice. We want to make sure that we're able to honor these traditions. And so we would just be grateful for the opportunity for members of the ensemble to come and speak with our students, to share. You know, this is great that unfortunately, COVID has made it impossible for a lot of traveling to happen, but maybe we can do this even via Zoom to share information, to share culture, even more so than maybe even learning the technical parts of the music or the dance, to share the meaning and help us to understand what this is all about, because we can feel the deep connection that we have with the music, but it would be so amazing to do this. And I can't even tell you how much I would cherish the opportunity to come to Gambia or Mali in the near future with students to share and exchange, and also possibly to host musicians here in the United States. That's my ultimate dream, to have the opportunity for our students to come and learn and share, as well as to enjoy and welcome you here to the United States to share.
And it will be a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm going to hold you to that because we want to come. We want to come so badly.
Okay. So I guess that Professor Touray is ready. Professor Touray. We really apologize for this technical issue that we are having right now. But we hope that we will
it's on the mic here. It's on the mic. You can hear it. Maybe it's on the mic here. No, it's fine.
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me now because the microphone was off. Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Pablo Giovati from Brikama, the Gambia. I'm a kora player, well known. I've traveled almost all over the world with these beautiful instruments. Walmart in United States, Walmart in Australia, Walmart in Singapore, Walmart in United Kingdom. So I've traveled all over the world with these instruments. So I'm also happy to be here today in American Corner to give you these beautiful instruments called kora, 21 strings. And here alongside with my uncle, Professor Ensa Touray, like I said, a modern way of griot. You know, before in Mandinka, like kora player will go with his fina. You know, Jalia and Finaya, the griot with the kora, the translator who explain the stories behind the scenes. So Ensa Touray is here to represent for that part. And we are very happy to be together as a team. And welcome, please enjoy it. Uncle Professor Ensa Touray, thank you.
Thank you very much. What he's trying to say is, we the historian, we interpret history. And the tune is coming to play is very, very important to understand Gambia within the framework of global system, how we evolve in the global system and the evolution leading to our link with the modern global world through the maritime trade. So that is why the tune coming actually represent how we evolve as people, as region and continent for that matter. Thank you so much. Charlie.
Thank you.
Marolu jambe dile, tunya marolu jambe dile, alang marolu jambe dile, sane mane lu jambe dile.
Thank you very much. This particular song is very important and very reflective. It is the tune designed for aristocrats in Kabu Empire, one of the Mandinka Empire that has served as a political suzerain of Mali Empire in the 13th century. If you understand Africa in the context of global system analysis and dynamics, you will understand that African participation in the global system did not start with the coming of European alone, but African participation all the way back in the medieval period, where Africa participated and linked itself with the medieval world. When the Middle East was dominated by the Arabs, linking Africa to Mediterranean trading system. This is what we call trans-Saharan trade. Well before the European economic expansion in the world.
Marolu jammedile, manolu jammedile, sanne manelu jambenyadi. Listen, Professor.
To understand how we evolve as a continent and a people, it is very, very important for us to situate it in the global context. In the 13th century, the region of Senegambia was conquered by Mali after the rise of Mali Empire and the consolidation of Sunjata Keita and his people. The warriors led by Chairman Tarawale, one of the Lieutenant General of the Empire of Mali, had to lead the military and the warriors to conquer this western part of sub-Saharan Africa, where they conquered populations and reaffirmed and radiate the influence of Mali politically and economically. This actually opened the entire Gambia region and Senegambia to be linked directly to medieval world trading system centered on trans-Saharan trade. Therefore, we need to understand the evolution and African evolution in the global system. Well before European expansion or European economic expansion in the 15th century, Africa was already an active player in the global system. That is why we need to understand the context. And the trans-Saharan trade was centered on gold trade. When the Arabs were able to control the three major centers in the world, they control Baghdad, they control Egypt, and they control Egypt and Jerusalem. In order to actually create a collateral for their consolidation and dominance in the Middle East, they had to actually establish trading linkage or relation with West Africa, where they were able to trade in gold. West African people established Ghana Empire in order to actually legitimately claim over all the gold mines and then try to actually engage or try to relate with the Middle Eastern people in the gold trade. As we are looking at the global system dynamic, Europe at the time was completely cut off from the world system owing to spatial distance and lack of technology that will actually enable them to manufacture ships to accelerate European expansion or economic expansion in the world. But you have to understand the context. According to Walter Rostow, any nation state that had to develop to control the phenomena and serve as a co-state in the development stages, you should be in position to manipulate science and technology. Europe was very, very committed to discovery of science and technology, where they were able to discover and manufacture or invent sea transportation means, both canoes and the ships, that catalyze Western European economic expansion to compete the Arabs who were dominating the entire Middle Eastern trade. Championed by the Portuguese, they were able to come through Atlantic Ocean, where they were able to get to Gambia and down to the middle or the upper Gambian Valley, where they were able to actually get to the Niger. Western European capitalist traders, they were able to redraw or drew gold trade from the desert down to the sea, Atlantic Sea, leading to the first Atlantic trading system, leading to the first West African relation with the Western European capitalist world. So this was actually centered on the first maritime link between West Africa, Senegambia, and that of America, or that of Europe at that point in time. So our evolution in the global system, we need to understand it in two contexts. After the arrival of Western European capitalist people, the trans-Saharan trade that was through the desert and the maritime that was through the Atlantic Ocean, it actually helped Africa to assume that the middle position in the global trading system centered on Sahara and that of Atlantic trading system. Thank you, Jelly.
Samanga demba borita, samanga demba borita, demba mambori fafalaki, sansa odala, kisobanda mungo banda, oni nyanchol de borla kerela.
To understand the global system yet, we have to understand that European expansion was to discover places of resources so that they could embark on effective and efficient accumulations that will actually draw attention to Europe, and Europe will emerge. So competition over the control of the world system became one of the issues in the global system. In the 1492, we understand Europe discovered America and then Europeans actually discovered America, and America was very, very viable and correspond to the industrial agenda and the needs of Western European capitalist people. As a result of that, manpower was needed in America so that they could actually embark and exploit resources for the industries in Western Europe. As a result of that, it required human capital flow in America, and that led to the Atlantic slave trading system that actually connect America and West Africa. That also serve and also reflect on the role played by West African in terms of supply of manpower and the human capital in the United States of America. So in that also, Africans with the demand of slaves in America, African political actors adjusted their administrative structures, leading to the rise of predatory states in Africa. This predatory state collaborate with the European actors in terms of capturing slaves, supplying them to the New World. So this led to the rise of Kabu Empire. This song that is actually composed for the aristocrats in Kabu. Kabu Empire was able to strengthen, and they created two main political aristocrats, Koring and that of Nyanchos, who collaborated with the Western European capitalists to raid societies and communities in order to ensure steady supply of manpower in the United States of America. So you look at the participation of Africa in that century. As a result of that, thank you very much for your participation. And this is what constitutes the relationship between Gambia, West Africa, and the entire world. Thank you.
Samanga demba borita, samanga demba borita, demba mambori fafalaki, sansa odala, kesobanda mungo banda, koni nyancho te borla kela. Baraga. Yeah.
That was Bobo Jobarteh musical intervention solo kora. So from Gambia, we are going to travel to Bamako again with l'ensemble instrumental du Mali.
Merci.
Thank you to l'ensemble instrumental national du Mali. Thank you. So let's have a chance to say goodbye to Lisa because she has another program to run to. Lisa?
Yes.
Lisa? So
yes, I'm here.
we wanted to say goodbye and thank you very much for your amazing intervention to this
Thank
program.
you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so sorry I won't have an opportunity I can stay on for maybe about 10 more minutes if there are any questions and answers. I'm so sorry I have to go to another event, but I am happy to stay on for a few minutes if there are additional questions or answers or anything, any dialogue. I'm so grateful to have gotten to hear Professor. I mean, everybody has been so phenomenal to hear from musicians in Gambia and in Mali. I'm overwhelmed.
So as you heard, do you have any question for Lisa? Don't be timid. I'm also timid, so. No question?
And that's fine as well. I'm just very grateful.
Thank you, Lisa. We hope to have you for another program.
Thank you. I look forward to coming back and hopefully visiting you in person at some point in the near future.
Thank you. So now we will have Pablo Giovati. He will interpret a solo in kora.
We're going to try a different mic setting right now.
Okay.
We're going to just test it out. If you could just play a little bit.
Thank you very much again. Yeah, and the next song I'm gonna play is called Respect. And we all know how to learn, how to be respectful. And I feel it's very important. It's important for me to come up with a different kind of songs to be able to help to entertain people and educate sometimes. Come forward a little bit here. So here is a song called Respect, So hopefully I'm there now. Aladino na respect, respect. R-E-S, P-E-C-T, respect. R-E-S, P-E-C-T. Gibaya bige bo, Aladino na. Hurumuku baleti, Aladino na wole koita. Respect. Hurumuku baleti. Niya mangani hurumona de Niya mangani hurumona de dunia. Alimano masembore wada. Respect. Inge dinima, nzijam fomole, mamina kolozi Respect. R-E-S, B-E-C-T, respect. R-E-S, B-E-C-T, Roma, Kebaya Bigento, Aladinola, Nabale Mubi, Aladinola, Mubukubaledi, Aladinola, respect. Bunya de bunya, Alman bunya buku bale tige ni bunya, Almanyo bunya, sinyo manu manyo bunya, respect. R-E-S, B-E-C-T, respect. You have to learn how to speak respect. Thank you. And I have a little bit like one more peace song. And again, let's get together as one big family and wave the peace flag high above the world. So, world in peace once again. So I think it's just okay. Alinga kaira dual, alimbenga kaira dual, dunia bere. Kaira sodomandi, wodombenga kaira dual, fonse du kaira. War in peace. We want war in peace all around the globe. Peace is the voice of the people living in true liberty and hospitality. Do you know peace, love, and unity brings general understanding within the people? Drop your gun and stop the fight. Peace will bring the unification within the world in peace. World in peace. Peace-loving people are men of history, so as warmongers ready for bed. Celebrate World Peace Day. Celebrate World Peace Day. Celebrate World Peace Day. World Peace Day. All around. Let's get together as one, and wave the peace flag high above the world. Hey, world in peace. We want world in peace all around the globe. World in peace. We want world in peace all around. World in peace. Celebrate it. World in peace all around. Celebrate World Peace Day. Together. Celebrate World Peace Day all around. Celebrate World Peace Day. Why not celebrate it together? Togetherness we can stay forever in peace. Don't know where he come from, or he or she or that, as long as we are all working like we are all the same. It's a big nature, so let's make it peaceful. Like I said in Gambia. I know this song is some of you might be maybe 7 years old. Since I composed, or 10 years old, I don't know how long, but it's a very old song, and they all know this song. If you are in Gambia, you listen to Gambia television, they must know this song. Peace, love, and unity, oh Gambia, oh Gambia. Peace, love, and unity. When I was very small, they jump on the TV like that. They sing along with me. Gambia, Gambia, peace, love, and unity. Welcome to Gambia, Gambia, peace, love, and unity. La 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 la. Peace, love, and unity. Gambia, peace, love forever. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, thank you. I appreciate being with you. And we will stay forever and together as one big family. Thank
you. Thank you for this nice, really amazing performance. So now we are going to give the floor to l'ensemble instrumental du Mali. They are going to sing a song titled Malisajo. It's talk about a friendship between a little girl and an hippopotamus. They met at the river, and the hippopotamus followed the little girl to her village. And when the villagers saw it, they wanted to kill it. The little girl said, "No, it's my friend. You don't have to touch him. If you kill him, I will kill myself." So I will let them interpret this song for you to understand the meaning of a real friendship. L'ensemble instrumental du Mali.
Malisajo,
Thank you very much to l'Ensemble Instrumental National du Mali. It was a really nice performance. And now, I know it was really amazing, wonderful, but the time is up and we have to close the show. So thank you very much for following us, and thanks to Gambia, to different performers. We enjoy everything that we did today. And hopefully we will continue enjoying this exchange, cultural exchange, and every kind of cultural initiative that you are going to take in the future. Thank you very much. And it's up to you, Suzanne. It was a pleasure to participate to this program. Susan, are you with us? Hello.
Here, I am here. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you from the United States to Mali to Gambia. We're all so thrilled to be part of this program. Thank you very much for moderating it. You did a wonderful job.
It was a pleasure. And I hope that everybody, they liked the travel from the United States to Gambia, passing by Bamako with this nice performance.
Yes, we did.
So we have to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye from Gambia.